Hi everyone, and welcome to Create with Mandy today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Thank you all for being here today. It's so great to have you all with me. If you are live, you will see a red live button up on the top left-hand corner, so you'll know that you're live with me on Facebook today. If you're watching the replay later, thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel later, because I do upload all of my videos to YouTube, thank you so much for coming along. And if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel down on the bottom, oh, this side, isn't it? Down the bottom right-hand corner. And if you click on the little bell icon, you'll get notified of all future videos that I upload as well. So as you're jumping on, say hi, let me know that you're here. I love to know who's joining me. I love to have a chat with you. So yeah, feel free to chat with me. While I'm just waiting for people to jump on, I'll just call up this video on my iPad so that I can see all of your comments here live this morning. So give me a moment while I just do that. And I have a little bit of a frog in my throat today, so I'm hoping my voice is going to hold out. I'm not unwell. I just, yeah, I had a bit of asthma last night, so my voice is just a little bit husky this morning. Hi Maswari, how are you? Great to have you here today. Hi Chris, great to see you as well. Thanks for joining me. How are we all today, ladies? So I have been preparing for my next class coming up soon. Well, actually it'll be next month. Before that, I've got my mini catalog and celebration. I have to think when I say that. Coming up next week on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. I'm just looking over at my calendar to be sure that I'm telling you the right thing. So many dates to remember. Yes, so next Thursday at 7 p.m. I'll be having that here on my business page, so feel free to come and join me. I did post information about it in my events, so if you would like to go to events, I think you have to click on more, and then it gives you a drop down menu and you click on events. You can see all of the information about the event there, and you can RSVP as well to let me know that you're coming along, which would be fantastic. We're going to have some prize draws and all sorts of fun things like that. I'll be doing some demonstrations, showing some new product. I got a lovely box of brand new product yesterday, which I haven't opened yet because I was so busy yesterday and last night. I didn't get a chance to open it yet, but I'll be sharing some of those new products with you as well. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So come along and join us next Thursday night, Thursday night at 7 p.m. I have to just keep checking all of my dates. Too many dates to think of at the moment. So if any of you caught my live on Monday, I made this beautiful card using some of our beautiful new bedazzling paper, specialty paper from the from Celebration, and this is one that is free with a $90 purchase. On Monday I mentioned that it was on back order, but I want to let you all know, and this is why I'm mentioning it again today, it's available again now. So so when you purchase, you can pop this in your order and you'll be able to get it. I did some coloring techniques on this, so feel free to go back and watch my video from Monday if you would like to see. I did some coloring techniques with the flowers using Stampin' Blends, and with the leaves I did some spritzing. So I made up a spritz with some of our re-inkers and some alcohol. Rubbing alcohol, put it into a spritzer bottle and spritz those. So if you'd like to see how I did that, check that video out and you can see how I put that one together. All right. Excuse me. Oh, hi Debbie, great to see you all the way from New Hampshire. It's lovely to have you. Thank you for joining us. Now I have got another engagement today at 12 o'clock. So I've got to stick to my hour today, because then I've got to quickly jump off here and jump onto a Zoom meeting. So I'm going to get into our project really, really quickly today. Before I do that, let me just tell you, as I just mentioned about Celebration, at the moment until the 30th of September, Stampin' Up is running their biggest promotion of the year, Celebration, and this is actually our second celebration this year, so we're very lucky to have two this year. During Celebration, with purchases over $90, you can choose a free product from this Celebration brochure, and there's lots and lots of things to choose from. There's designer series papers, there's that specialty paper I just showed you, that beautiful blingy bedazzling specialty paper. There's stamp sets, all sorts of things. There's dies, so be sure to check that out. If you don't already have a Celebration brochure and you would like one, and you're here in Australia and don't have a demonstrator already, let me know and I'd love to send you one. Or you can go to my blog and you can view a PDF version there on my blog. And there is my blog there. And I also have a website, so you can go to either. But there is a lot more creative inspiration there on my blog. You can sign up for my newsletter if you would like to get updates every week of what's happening in Stampin' Up. And I also put in those newsletters some of my projects so that you can check those out, and hopefully you'll get some inspiration from those. What else do I put in there? Information about my classes. If you're interested in my classes, I run online classes at the moment. Yeah, so check that out there. But you will find PDF versions of all of the catalogs. Oh, that got caught in my hair. Of all of our catalogs there on my blog as well. But yeah, check out Celebration. Lots of awesome things there that you can get for free during Celebration. Now, not only that, if you would like to get an ongoing discount from Stampin' Up on all of your products, then think about joining Stampin' Up. So it's a great time to join during Stampin' Up, because not only do you get $235 worth of product and only pay $169 for your starter kit, and you can fill that starter kit with products of your own choice. But you also, during Celebration, you get to choose a free bundle from our beautiful new mini catalogue. And this is bumper pack full of beautiful, beautiful products. Now there is a list of the bundles that are on offer during Celebration that you can get for free when you join Stampin' Up. And here they are here. So you can see there's lots there to choose from. Now also too, on your starter kit you'll get free shipping as well, and as I mentioned, you'll then get ongoing 20% discount on all of your future purchases, and you can build that up to 25% as well over time. Now, in saying that, if you put all of that together, so the additional free items that you get in your kit, the free bundle and the free shipping, that depending on which bundle you choose, if you choose the bundle the highest priced bundle, you would get a total of $182.50 for free when you're paying only $169 for your starter kit. So you're getting more than 50% again on top of your kit. So that is super, super exciting. So if you would like more information about that, about joining my wonderful team of beautiful creative people who are all so lovely and friendly, and we would love to welcome you into our community, then please send me a message, and I would love to give more information to you, answer any of your questions, and then you'll be able to decide if that will be right for you. All right, so we've got some more people jumping on now, which is awesome. Oh my goodness, my nose. I'm sorry, my asthma and my allergies are playing up a bit at the moment. Bad timing when I'm trying to film. I don't want to have an itchy nose. Hi Robin, great to have you here. Good to see you. Hi Angela, great to see you as well. Hi Laurie, all the way from Ohio. Lovely to have you. And Navon, hi, how are you, my friend? Great to see everyone here. All right, if you have got any questions about Celebration or the new mini catalog, if you need a catalog, let me know. If you've got any questions about any of those or about our annual catalog as well, this is our big bumper catalog. This one runs all year long, and this is my working copy. You see I've got it all tabbed, and I had it spiral bound at my stationers. If you would like any of those, please send me a message and let me know, and I would love to be able to help you with those. All right, so I'm going to pop those to the side. Right, so Lucia's here too. Hi Lucia, great to see you. And Leslie, hi Leslie, great to have you here. All right, I am going to now put the camera down onto my desktop, and we're going to get crafting. As I mentioned, if you've just jumped on, I do have another engagement at 12 o'clock. It's actually a Zoom meeting at 12 o'clock, so I have to try and watch my time today. And I've got some quick, easy projects for you today. So I've got to try and stick to time because I've got to quickly jump off here at 12 o'clock and jump onto my Zoom meeting. So let's get going. So I'll cover up the camera, I'll tip it down onto our desktop, and we can get started. So just bear with me for a moment while I do that. Okay, flip those cameras. All right, so this just will be might be a bit squeaky for a moment while I just adjust my camera and tighten up my stand. All right, let's see. Try and get that straight. There we go, and some lights will be helpful. All right. So let's see. Oh, that's pretty good. I got it fairly straight first time today. Amazing. That rarely happens. Now, if you are interested in anything that I will be showing you today, you can jump straight on over to my blog when I finish today's Facebook Live. And you can go shopping over there, or you can have a little browse in my online store at mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com. If you are shopping with me, I'd love it if you would use my host code for the month, which is this one here. And when you use that host code, when you're ordering over $50, I will actually send you a little thank you gift for shopping with me. So be sure to use that if you are shopping with me. Oh, excuse me. If you're just jumping on, I was saying that my asthma and allergies have been playing up a little bit, so I'm a bit husky today, and I've got this frog in my throat. So please forgive me if I keep clearing my throat today. All right, today I'm going to show you some really quick and easy projects that you can make, and you can make these with any other products as well, but I specifically am using the You're a Peach suite today, which is super, super cute. So I just wanted to show you that in the annual catalogue, it's on pages 60 and 61, and it shows you all of the products in the suite, as well as some sample projects here, which are super cute. So I've got some of these little jars. Here they are here. They're a plastic jar. So if you are putting anything, you shouldn't put anything hot in there. So even though it's showing jam here, be sure to cool the jam first before putting it in here, because otherwise this is being plastic will just melt. So just be super careful about anything you put in here. But you can also put things in here like sweets, lollies, anything like that you can put in here as well. And then you can decorate this up with some of the designer series paper and some of the stamps like they've done here, and make these jars really, really cute and pretty. Now, we're not using them today, but they're part of the suite, so I just wanted to point them out to you that they are available. But let me show you the other products in the suite that we are going to be using today. So we've got the beautiful stamp set, and we've got the dies. Now, the stamped images are, they have coordinating dies for them here. And then you've got some additional dies as well. So there's some additional little flowers, a branch, some extra leaves, and you've got this really cute little sentiment label as well. so which fits all of these little tiny sentiments. Great sentiments in this card for in this stamp set for lots of different occasions. So super cool. Now just to explain, I do put all of my dies onto, well, not all of them, the majority of them, or the ones that I'm using all the time, I do put onto magnetic sheets, which I just buy online, and I just cut them down to size, and then I trace around each of the dies on there so I know exactly where they go back, so that I can make sure that I fit them all onto the sheet. Not sure if that shows up on camera or not, but that's what I do with mine, and I just find it much easier to take them on and off rather than trying to remove them from that sticky adhesive on the sheet that they come on all the time. So my most used dies I usually put onto the magnetic sheets, and then I actually put them in back to front to how they come, so that when I go to do up my little case, it doesn't get caught in any of those dies and pull them off. So that's kind of how I store mine. Just a little tip for you. All right, and then we've got the designer series paper. Now, as you'll see, I have chopped into my designer series paper because I had a class with this using this paper, and it was a fancy fold class, so we used a lot of paper in that class. So I have got some full sheets left, but I've got lots of bits and pieces left, you'll see here. But I just love the colors and the patterns in this paper, so I'll quickly show you some of those. So you'll see some of these are chopped up. They do come in 12 by 12 sheets when you get the full pack. And let me just take some of these. Whoa, I'll take some of these other little bits. I keep all of my strips, all my little strips that I cut, I keep them as well because I use those to decorate the insides of my cards, or you can use them as accents on the outside of your cards as well. So never throw away your strips. Make sure you keep all of those. And I just keep them in the packet with the paper so that I can find them easily. All right, so here's just some of the designs in this beautiful paper. So that's the one side, and then I'll flip them over and you can see the other sides, but I have used a lot of this already. Well, actually, I think that's pretty much, those two are the same. That's just front and back. And that one is same as one of the other ones I showed you. That one's a bit different. Let me just turn them over that way. Oh no, that one's the same. That's right. Yeah, so there are many more designs than that in the pack, but as I said to you, I have used a lot of these. There's another one, and that one, and that one I think is the same. Yeah, that one's the same as one of the other ones, but there are 12. So there's 12 sheets in the pack, so you get 2 of each, and each one is double-sided. But the one we're using today is actually this one with the big peaches on it, and on the other side is the spots. So really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful paper. You'll be able to see a better picture of that paper in the catalogue, in the annual catalogue. Because as I said, like, I've just got all the bits and pieces now because I've been using so much of it. But I just thought I'd quickly show you some of what you get in that paper pack. All right. So if you have a look back on, so pages 60 and 61 where the suite is, it'll actually show you, if you have a look up here, in the description for the suite, it tells you where you can find more images of the paper. So on page 134, so if we flip over to 134, there you go, there it is there. So you can see all of the patterns there on page 134 if you want to have a better look at all of them that are available, because as I said, I've used up some of them, so I didn't have all of them left in my pack. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using. Now I've got two quick and easy cards to show you today. It's the same layout, using a different card base and using the same paper, but just switched over the designs. So I'll show you how to do these. Really, really quick and easy cards to make. All right, so that's what we're going to be making. So what we're going to do is I have already taken one of those pieces of 12 by 12 designer series paper and I cut it in half. So this one now measures 6 inches by 12 inches. Okay, so it's a 12 by 12 piece just cut in half. I will bring in my paper trimmer and we're going to cut that down further. So what I did is when I put my 12 by 12 piece of cardstock into, designer series paper into my trimmer, what I did is I just popped it in. If you have the Stampin' Up trimmer, the current Stampin' Up trimmer, this one is a fantastic trimmer, and it has here along the left hand side, it has a little edge there, or like a little lip, and there's one at the top and there's also one at the bottom, so you can use that as a guide to rest your paper up against. So what I do is when I cut my 12 by 12 pieces of paper in half, I use this little edge here on the side and I butt my paper right up against there, and I know that that is 6 inches. And you can see that here at the top. Now you might be wondering why I'm working in inches when we're here in Australia using metric. It's because that's the measurement that the paper is at, 12 by 12 inches. And I just wanted to basically cut it in half, so at 6 inches. But for the rest of my project, I'll be using centimeters. Okay, so just to confuse everybody. Oh, Laurie said, this is such a pretty set. She has the paper, but not the stamps or dies yet. They're on her next order. Oh, great, Laurie. Well, hopefully you'll get some more ideas from me today that might help you in your creating with this this suite. Hi, Julie. Great to have you. All right, so my paper is pushed up against the side there, pushed up against the top there along that edge, and then I simply just cut that, okay? So then we've now got the 6 by 12 piece. Now what I want to do, I'm going to switch over to centimeters now. I want to cut this now at 14.25 centimeters. So I'm going to you've got your inches and your centimeters both at the top. I'm going to be using centimeters because I'm using our standard metric card base. Okay, so if you're in the US, your standard card base will be a little bit of a different size. So you might need to adjust these measurements to fit your card base because your card bases are shorter and wider. Ours are taller and narrower. All right, so I'm going to cut this now at 14.25 because I want to have a 3mm border on that card base. And then I'm just going to cut the strip like so. Now this strip, I'm going to keep that because I'm going to use that to decorate the insides of my cards. Now I don't normally decorate the insides of my cards on my Facebook Lives because, you know, it's just added time. So I tend to do that later. Okay, now with these 3 pieces, we're going to cut these at 9.9 centimeters. All right, so we'll find the 9.9. And we're using our dark blade, which is our cutting blade. I can feel that I need to change my blade. I was cutting a bit of that bedazzling specialty paper the other day, and I think my blade has gotten a little bit blunt. 9.9. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got another little strip. So we're going to keep that one as well to decorate the insides of our cards. Okay, so now we've got 3 pieces exactly the same size from that 6 by 12 piece. Okay, so each one of these, as I said, measures 9.9 centimeters by 14.25. And we can just stack them together and just double check that they all are cut the same size, which I can see that mine are. I always like to do that to make sure that I haven't made any errors, especially when I'm chatting as I'm cutting. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep 2 of those as full pieces. The other piece, we're going to do some extra cutting, all right? So let's put these 2 pieces to the side. And we're going to do some measuring before we do cutting. So we're going to need to have our ruler and our pencil, and we're going to do some measuring. So what we're going to do is on the left side of our page, of our paper, I'm measuring from the top for both of these measurements. On the left side, we're going to measure at 8.5, and I'm going to put a little mark here. Okay, now on the other side, on the right hand side of the paper, we're going to measure at 3.5, and I'm going to put a little mark here. Okay, so I've got a mark up here and a mark down here. I'll bring back in my cutter and we're going to cut this paper one more time. Now this time what I'm going to do is where I put that mark at 3.5, I'm going to line that up with the cutting track on my trimmer, and the 8.5, I'm going to line that up on that cutting track on my trimmer, so that I'm going to be cutting my paper at a diagonal. Okay, so now we've got 2 pieces like that. Okay, so it's not exactly in half diagonally. All right, I didn't want it exactly in half. So there we go. So then I'm just going to rub off those little pencil marks just to be sure that they're not going to show on my project. All right. And then what we're going to do is that that piece is now in 2 sections, okay? Now if we bring back in our other 2 pieces, what we're going to do is we're actually going to flip these 2 over, and we're going to use the spotted side. Now because I cut that up that way, when I turn it over there's just a little edge on the top, and that is because when the blade pushes down, it kind of pushes the paper down into that track a little bit, and especially because my blade was going a little bit blunt as well. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and just run that along those edges. If you don't have a bone folder, you could just use your nail or maybe your stamp block just to run along the edges, just to smooth those down a bit. There we go. Right, now what we're going to do is this piece, this top piece, is going to go with that one, and this piece is going to go with that one, and we're going to be creating our 2 cards. Now I've already got my bases chosen, and I cheated and I stamped first, but I will show you how to stamp those. So I'm just going to take these out and pop them together. I'm just going to sit them together so that I've got all of my pieces together. Now with the card bases, I'll just tell you what I've used. Each of my card bases have the same measurement. This one is garden green, and this one measures 21 centimeters by 14.85, and it's scored and folded at 10.5. Okay, and I've just used the scoring blade on my trimmer to just score that before I folded it to give a nice crisp fold. And then this other piece that I'm using, exact same measurements, but this one is Cajun Craze, okay, which goes really beautifully. All right, now you'll notice too that I have got some circles here. I used the layering circle dies to just cut some circles. Now if you don't have circle dies, or you don't have a die cutting machine, you could just cut a rectangle and use a rectangle in place. Oh, sorry, well, you could use a rectangle or a square in place of using the circle. A square would be great for this. You'd be able to get exactly the same, or not exactly, but you'd be able to get a similar look just with a square. The measurement of this circle is 6.2 centimeters in diameter. So I guess if you cut a square at say 6.5 by 6.5 centimeters, you get a similar look. All right, so if you don't have dies, you can just cut a simple square, okay, 6.5 by 6.5. But I pre-die cut those just to make it a little bit quicker. Now I'll show you how to stamp those images and then we can put everything together. So I have got, so I'm using the large peach and the leaves there, and I'm also using the sentiment "Have a Peachy Day." So I've just got some basic white cardstock here. I'm going to just bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. Because we're using photopolymer stamps, they don't have any cushioning underneath them. They just adhere directly to the block, and so it's good to have the Stampin' Pierce mat underneath you because it gives you a better impression because you've got that little bit of cushioning underneath your project. So I'm going to be using some Calypso Coral to stamp the peaches, and I'm using some Pear Pizzazz for the leaves. And these are really, really easy to stamp. These are a distinctive stamp, this stamp set, and so you get all the different opacities and shading within the stamp when you stamp it. So see, it looks like you've got different shading there. You've got sort of the sun glistening on the peaches. They're really easy to stamp. Now I'm just showing you simple techniques today. If you want to add color to your stamped image, once you've inked it up, if you have daubers, you can dauber a bit of darker color along the edges, which I have done before. But today I'm just showing simple techniques. Okay, so you can add more color and tone to your stamped images if you would like to. All right, so we need 2 peaches and we need 2 sets of leaves. So 1, 2, that's as easy as that is. All right, now I'll give those stamps a little clean on my chamois straight away, just to minimize any staining on my stamps. There we go. All right, now what I did is I took the coordinating dies from the die set and I ran them through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I just used my little mini because all of these dies will fit in the mini, and so I used that one there and the leaves there, die cut those out, and then this is the result that you get when you die cut them. Okay, so that's already done. I did that ahead of time just to save a bit of time. Oh, actually I'll leave our mat here because we are going to stamp onto our circles with our sentiment. All right, so I'm using the Have a Peachy Day sentiment, and I'm going to stamp these. Got a little bit of fluff there on my pieces. I'm going to be using Pale Papaya, and I'm going to, oh sorry, not Pale Papaya. I'm using Pear Pizzazz again. Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment on this one. I'm going to stamp it down in the bottom right hand side, and on the other one I'm going to do the top left hand side. Okay, so there we go. So I'll give that a little clean. Now I'll show you my 2, I'll just pop those to the side for a moment, let them dry a bit. With my 2 cards, you'll notice on the labels they're just a little bit different. This one, I didn't do any additional stamping on this one, I just put some bling. With this one I stamped some of the little tiny flowers from the stamp set, which is these ones here. You've also got this little tiny star, which is really cute, which is actually, you can use for the center of the flowers, but you could just use it as a standalone as well. You've also got some tiny little leaves. So what you can do with your label is you can dress it up with some additional stamping if you wish to. After doing this one, I decided, no, I actually liked it more simple just with the bling. So today I'm just going to leave it with the bling, but if you wanted to, you could add some extra stamping to that sentiment circle there. All right, totally up to you. All right, so let's pop these cards together now. I'll show you how to do that with the papers. I'll just bring out the paper, the designer papers. There we go. All right, so as I said, we just flipped that paper over upside down. We're simply going to adhere that up to the top and that one, the opposite one, to the bottom. And I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue to do that. I'll just lay down my silicone craft sheet to be sure that I don't get any glue anywhere as I do that. And this is a really quick and easy way of making a couple of cards at the same time. So just run my glue around the edges, just in from the edge a little bit, because this glue does ooze quite a bit when you put it down. Squiggle along the middle there, flip that over and line that up on that bottom corner, or that bottom edge I should say. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to pick that up and I'm going to push that down along the edge there. Push it down that way as well, just to make sure that I'm lining up all of those edges before I secure that down tightly. Actually, that one didn't even line up properly. There we go. All right, and then give that a nice firm press. All right, and we'll do the same with the other one, but this time we're going to do the top portion. So has anybody done this before? Has anyone done this style of card before, using the paper in this way? Okay, so let's pop this one. We'll flip this over and pop this up the top. It's a really nice, gives a really nice effect, and you've got the two-tone effect of the different designer series papers, although it's the same designer series paper, just flipped over. And yeah, and so out of one sheet of designer paper, if you do this, you'll be able to get 4 cards. Okay, there we go. Now, these can just be adhered onto our card bases now. So I'm going to flip that over and add a little bit of, now you can use the liquid glue again if you like. When I'm doing my layers on my cards, I do like to use either the Stampin' Seal or the tear and tape. So I'm just going to use Stampin' Seal. And I do like having the silicone craft sheet underneath when I do this, so that if my glue or my tape runner goes off the page, it won't get sticky onto my desktop. It'll just go onto the silicone craft sheet, and then it just comes right off. It just rubs right off the craft sheet. Okay, so this one is going on to, so the piece that has the peaches at the top is going on to my garden green. And I'm just lining that up so that we've got a nice 3mm border around the edges. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. And line that up. Oh, I haven't got that border quite straight. That's okay. That's all right. Okay, and then with the other piece, we'll flip that over. A little bit of glue just there. I'll get that off my fingers. Okay, and we'll run that across. And down the sides. So who's crafting along with me today? Anybody else crafting today? Sorry, I've got glue on my fingers now. All right, and this piece with the peaches at the bottom is going onto the Cajun Craze base. Again, just lining that up. There we go. Okay, fantastic. So we've got our 2 card bases ready to go. When you are doing this, any of the DSP, this will work for any of the 12 by 12 pieces. If you're going to use the 6 by 6 pieces, you would just need obviously to cut down more pieces. But if you start with that 14 by 2.25 centimeters by 9.9 centimeters, and you'll need 3 pieces, then yeah, you'll be able to make up the 2 cards. What was I going to say? Yes, so just be careful when you are cutting your designer series paper. Be careful if they've got a pattern on them that is directional. So with the peaches, obviously they're directional because they're all hanging down or like sitting up. You know, you've got to make sure they're sitting up the right way. You don't want your peaches upside down. Oh, Lucia is prepping her next class while watching me. Oh, fantastic. Very good. All right, so we are going to have some ribbon on these. Now the ribbon that I'm using is the beautiful pale papaya and white woven ribbon. This is a really beautiful soft ribbon, this one. I'll just grab out my sharp paper snips that is for ribbon and paper, and I'm just going to fold over a small piece of ribbon like so. Actually, I prefer to go that way. Let me go the other way. There we go. And oh no, that way. Which way is it? That way. That's the way. Depends on which angle you like to have your little tails on your ribbon. No, I've got to go that way. Oh, trying to work out which way to cut my ribbon. Okay, there we go. So we want 2 pieces like that. So I'll cut the second piece the same length. There we go. So we'll just line that up and cut those 2 pieces. Now, I didn't measure those. I can tell you what they are on a ruler, but you can just do exactly what I did. They're just about 10 centimeters. Okay, that's with the little bannered ends as well on them. But basically, yeah, just fold it over like that. And I like to hold it like that using a little glue dot. So let's just put this over to the side for the moment, and I'll show you how to do that. Grab the mini glue dots. Leslie is relaxing with a nice lemon tea after 2 laps around Jamison Park. Oh, very good, Leslie. Getting your exercise for the day. Fantastic. So I'm just going to pop down a glue dot there in the center. So, well, sort of not quite in the center. And then I'm going to, oh, I did it the wrong way again, didn't I? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which way your ends go. I do usually prefer them to go the other angle, but that's okay. I'd folded that just in the opposite angle this time. That's the way there. So I'll pop a glue dot down again in the underside there in the middle. That just helps to hold that ribbon where you want it, like so. Okay. And then we're going to pop that onto the back of our label. So we're going to put a glue dot actually on the front side. So on the front side of the label, and it's going to pop down there like so. Okay, so just like that. Now, if you've got a little bit that's sort of, if you've got one side that's a little bit loose like that and you're a bit concerned about that, you can just pop another glue dot under there. So I can just flip that over, take the glue dot to the ribbon. Oh, sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. Needed a little bit of helping hand and just stick it like that. Okay, so we've got our ribbon in place. We'll do that with this one as well. There we go. Oh, Leslie said these are really pretty cards. Thanks, Leslie. Okay, and this one is going down in the same corner, but it is, so it's on this one, it's opposite the sentiment, but it's still going down. So you've got them in the same, going in the same angle sort of thing. And you'll see that I've cut this ribbon, well, it's how I've folded it, with the edges at a different angle, but that's okay. Makes it a different card, doesn't it? It just depends on which angle you prefer. All right, now what we're going to do is we'll flip those over and we're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back to pop them up. So I'm going to add one on either side of that ribbon and two at the top and put one in the middle for good measure, just to hold everything nice and stable. And now we've got we've got plenty of glue dots on that ribbon to hold that in place as well. Okay, and we'll just remove these. We'll do it on both, so we've got them both ready to go. It's very rare that I do 2 cards on a Facebook Live. Very rare indeed. Okay, so this one with the sentiment down the bottom is going to go on this one that has the peaches at the bottom. And we're just basically putting that in the center of the card. So just about there. Making sure that my sentiment is straight. And with the other one, that's going to go here, and this time it's going to go down a little bit lower than where it's still in the middle of the card, but because of the angle of the designer series paper, it looks a little bit different. But if you measure, it depends on how fussy you want to be with the exact measurements. Like this one isn't quite in the middle, it's a little bit higher towards the top, but so is the designer series paper. But you can measure with a ruler if you want it to be absolutely accurate, but with this particular card it doesn't really need to be. Okay, now we need to adhere our little stalks and leaves onto our peaches. So I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue just on the stem there and along the bottom of the leaf, not on the entire leaf, because it's going to hang off the peach. Okay, so if I flip that over, you can see where it's going, and in fact I probably put the glue a little bit too high on the stem there. There we go. Okay, so that one's ready to go, and we'll do the same on this one as well, only this time we'll only put it on the bottom part of the stem. Come on, glue. My glue is getting low. I'm going to need to open up a new one soon. There we go. Put that along the bottom there. Flip that over and pop that there on our peach. Okay, so we've got that on there. All right, let me just wipe this glue off my finger, otherwise I'm going to get glue everywhere. There we go. All right, and now with our peaches are going to go up onto dimensionals as well. So we'll just flip them over and we'll pop a few dimensionals on the back there. They just need 3. There we go. All right, remove those backings. Okay, and make sure my dimensional backings go into the bin, otherwise my puppy likes to pick them up. Okay, and then we're just going to pop our little peach up here at the top over to the the left hand side, and then we're going to pop this one at the bottom, and I'm going to pop that at a bit of an angle there, like so. There we go. Now we've got our beautiful genial gems. These are really, really pretty, and these colors, I can't remember the actual colors that these are meant to be, but these ones go really well with this these cards because of the colors of them. They match beautifully. So I'm going to pop a large one here, and then we'll pop a small one down beside that one and over here, and then on this one we'll do the opposite. So we'll pop a large one there, small one there, and a small one there. So there we go. So there are our 2 cards complete. How quick and easy was that? And it's not even 5 minutes to 12 yet. So how awesome is that? Now with this one, you could put it at a bit more of an angle if you wanted to. I put this one up quite straight. But yeah, you can angle them however you like. But how quick and easy is that? And really effective. Just with the designer series paper and very minimal supplies. So here we go. Here's our 4 cards. Really quick and easy to put together. So I hope that helped you with using up some of your designer series paper. Sorry, they're off camera. I'll just move them over a little bit. So really great way of using our beautiful designer series paper in a beautiful, effective way. Just using the same sheet, just flipping it over and getting those 2 different contrasts with the paper there. Oh, thanks, Angela. I'm glad you like it. Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Leslie. So there we go. All right, so that's our projects completed for today. Now, as I said, I've still got these strips. So usually what I do is I put a white card base insert in here, just leaving a little bit of a border around the edge. And then I will trim this down and run that along, run a strip along the bottom there of the cardstock. I might even stamp some additional peaches on the inside, just as a little bit of a highlight. But yeah, keep your strips, don't waste them, because they come in very handy. Okay, so I'll just flip the camera back up to my face so that I can say goodbye to you all. Oh, thanks, Julie. Julie said the gems, the genial gems, are mint macaron and pale papaya. Yes, thank you so much, Julie, for looking that up for me. Very helpful. That's awesome. Yes, and they're beautiful, and they've got gold flecks through them as well. Really, really pretty, like gold sort of glitter through them. Really pretty. Oh, great, Debbie. I'm glad you like them. You're going to make them tomorrow. Fantastic. That's awesome. All right, so I'm just going to flip this up so that I can say goodbye to you all. Oh, very squeaky. I think I didn't undo that properly. Sorry about the squeakiness. That's my stand making that horrible squeaky noise. Okay, there we go. I'll just adjust those lights again. Alrighty. So there's my 2 cards, that one and that one. Oh, no. Yes, that's right. I was thinking I had the right one, the wrong one. But I had the right one. So I'm glad that you really liked those. Super easy to put together and really quick. So I would love to see what you create. Feel free to send me a private message with any of those projects that you make. I love seeing other people's work. And if you've used this technique with your designer series paper, please send them to me. I'd love to see them. Or you can even email me too at mandyspapercraftcreations@gmail.com. So either private message or email is fine. So have a great day, everyone. If you are in Sydney and you've got this beautiful sunshine, get out in the yard and enjoy the sunshine. Hopefully you can get some crafting in either today or later in the week. Oh, great, Robin. Robin says, thanks, Mandy, feeling motivated. Yay, that's awesome. Thanks, Leslie. I will have a great day. All right, well, I better run. I've got my Zoom meeting happening just shortly, so I've got to quickly set up for that. But have a great rest of the week, everybody, and a lovely weekend coming up. And remember, I'm back live on Monday at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, or again next Thursday morning at 11 a.m. And I look forward to seeing you one of those times, or hopefully both of those times. Take care, everyone. Happy stamping. Bye.